Good afternoon, fellow Ambazonians. Today, Sunday number 16 day for the month of January 2022. My name is Capo Daniel, the Deputy Defense Chief of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. I am the anti-kidnapping czar and a military attaché to the Ambazonian Governing Council. Fellow Ambazonians, I will apologize for the 2 episodes for our podcast where I'll be supposed to present them today. One for analyze the speech where the leader of our War of Liberation, Dr. Cho Ayaba Idangiam, that one will come tomorrow. But because some pressing issue did come out, a lot of inquiry did come about the death of the chief of Buchi, where be killed by Ambazonian forces them for up a village where we go cry die. In particularly, as we don't always the advise, self-defense no be a joking matter. For give people them gun, people that when I use them meet and carry gun for fight for free a country na a tough issue. The self-defense will be launched by Dr. Cho Ayaba and the Ambazonian Defense Forces. They will take time, stay for bush with picking them for over 9 months, train the main leaders them for the forces them, give them both political education and proper ideology for them for be able to handle the responsibility where they come with territorialism and also the liberation power where they go get and when they carry that gun. Now, whether way the leadership for General Mba, the leadership of General Efang, our Supreme Commander for ground, it be very, very crucial. We don't see how plenty people they don't try their hand for self-defense. It don't turn it been a pain for our own people them. And I remember particularly I want to salute the family of Pango. Pango and a man we like dance. For Bamenda Anoi as a child growing up, he is always very happy with everybody dancing from one quarter to another. He be join our vigilante. We will be setting up as part of our anti-kidnapping for Bamenda. We'll be talking quarter head them, some specific people then get whistle for protect our people them against terrorism and against gangs and cartels where they take advantage for this war. I will talk about that by die because it will be justice. But that one will come only after we don't get meeting with representatives them for the 7 kata when I group would respect them very much. So the problem would get them for this struggle. Now say you get people with them be incompetent. They take on responsibility where they no fit fulfill them. What are for the political wins them will be seen where they replace the nationalist group them with the so-called country head where most of them now impostors then be incompetent for handle that responsibility. Now the same thing with self-defense. All man want get group for ground. All man want the same money for all man. People they need to mind about the consequences where sending those money it do. Either for take away influence for competent people them, whether for they put the boy them for the right path and protect our public, and for the confusion where they make them amongst the boy them, they compromise their security because if you send money for one soldier, you know send for another soldier they start compete now for popularity, expose themselves for social media and so many ills. A very good example now the fundraiser way a bini it make them and the confusion where they set them for ground. The person where they use them, or I go call him XXX, now a very controversial person, and he attempt for begin collect phone number them for fighter them, make it think very well. Say if he own fight now for spoil the influence where ADF get them. If he do the job we for ADF would do them for ground for our people them and for our soldier them and for our sister soldier them. That one nice story for another day. But today, I want to talk for now my country people them about the incident we happened for Pinyin. The War Council, if you don't be involved for this issue for quite a long time, for over years. As we know very well, our brilliant leader for Eastern Pinyin, General Okoro, the time we be for we with the ADF, if we don't arrest this chief, it forces the arrest this chief, not necessarily in person. And I want to know it very well. Na the Fon of Buchi for Pinyin. In name na Mbé Atanga Terence. Na Fon of Buchi. He don't be executed. So that way he be arrested. He charges be na say he be form some La Republic the Atanga Report the vigilante group where they call and say Isakaba. The Sakaba group na Atanga Jipo it be formam. It be the struggle for identify soldier then catch them, hand them for La Republique. That way it be transferred into the custody of the Ambazonian Defense Forces. It be transferred for our headquarters for execution for treason. Because that is Sakaba, it be them take away life for Ambazonian forces them under General Okoro. That is something where it be serious and that type of consequences then be very high. In the course of handling this situation, we be decide say it go pass through a trial for ascertain whether the allegation where they make am for it be true or not. During the period of trial, it will be fine and say it be innocent. It provide evidence for the contrary. As a matter of fact, it be help this boy them for buy gun even before the ADF the one put on structure them for inside Pinyin. A WhatsApp phone, a Android phone, it will be in the keeping of the soldier the way they be catchy for Pinyin, where he get information the way they feel verify his story and also for clear the allegation the way they be make them against it. Will be pass all this information for the soldier the way they be involved and the commander the way they be involved. Then fail for challenge any evidence or provide any further evidence where for feel proof say this chief will be guilty. They also deny for provide the information then for inside the phone for the chief Fon during a period of custody where for feel clear the chief in name. Will be enough for hold that chief for more than 4 months and will not be fit release it because during that 4 months there will be the expect for me the case go on me them bring evidence and but they be deny for bring them. Eventually will be see so no fit hold it indefinitely and will be make arrangement for release it. So audio they come on now and they talk now the same thing we be talk that time where they accuse we say the fund they be bribe the ADF, they be bribe our supreme commander, they be even talk say they be bribe even me Capo Daniel una own countryman. Una feel imagine we be done talk for General Okoro say no man no be take bribe. Me I no get price if La Republic be try for bribe me with 500 million I no be take that one. Why I go can't take now this small money? As a matter of fact, will be even help that chief the time will be first release it because that become for Bamen that be get a little bit difficulties them. So I go play the audio the way they come out, they still make the same allegation. I want to tell for my people they say na lie, and I think say we owe it to this chief and the people that for Pinyin for talk the truth so that make all man in know. And make everybody from Ambazonia know say whatever anybody do in the name of this liberation, one day you go account for. If no be on this ground, in front of God, you account for what you have done. So I go play the audio, me gonna hear the same allegations, and then I go play which way will be the discussion with that chief. I will release some of those audio them so that me gonna get clarity.
Remember too, I be past the video audio for you will come up from Capo Daniel. Now just for giving information in case something will happen with that chief where they don't know for just for give an insight what it happened before and what it finally happened. But I get some very interesting information with this very close family member give me about this late chief. Yes, that tree the way Capo Daniel talk about, where the chief talk about, those trees them not true. And this person tell me say those trees they will plant them traditionally and for cut them they get for perform some rituals, some traditional thing they need for do before they cut those trees. So that story where Capo Daniel they talk and that chief talk not true. But the part for the story where Capo Daniel, as usual, not released for the public now this. When they don't first catch that chief before, as Capo Daniel rightly tell we, said the people them say me they arrest final say not be guilty, they release it. But he not tell we why and how they release that fund. At least a time they be catch that fund before, when I supposedly na ADF from where to Capo Daniel tell we, they be caught in one finger. They demand 25 million CFA. That 25 million CFA will be paid. Now members for that chief palace, family members, they be put that money together, give that people them before they release that fund. They not be relieve that chief now because they not be finding guilty. No.
So this na the audio way they go around for Pinyin and for many other quarters, and I think say we all our people for always tell them the truth. Nothing shall be hidden under the sun. I don't know what other family or that Fon Palace be raised up to that 20-something million, because other problem they don't come up from Pinyin Day for that very chieftaincy where they know if you raise any significant amount of money. But I will tell now exactly what happened. That fund will not be ever touch any 5 franc. The Supreme General for ADF will not be ever touch any 5 franc. We don't always get this type of news. The thing na say the General Okoro be actually believe these lies where they talk against even his own Supreme Commander as he be under General Ifang at that time before he want this problem he make him he decide to come up for ADF, say he go be by himself. But na still was sister force, na still a brother, and na still a leader we will get a lot of respect for ye. So we continue for interact with ye and for continue for work hand in hand with ye. But this issue, the truth need for be out. The chief no be ever pay any 5 franc for ransom or whatever they call them, and we need to take ransom in the first place to be against our code of conduct. The chief he be killed. The chief may die. Now because say then get some family people then for South Africa they call them the Taka family. When them be manipulate our forces, them they give them false information and all this false allegation them about this chief. We get evidence them, other evidence they want to provide them. Eventually, one day these things they go still come be for outside. But I go put the one the way may gonna hear from the chief his own mouth as they run killing now. At least the fact say he be trust me when he they alive na opportunity for me for talk for the people that me they hear a voice the time the thing they be talk during all this period. Part of the people they want me the chief die. Now some Pinyin people they too for Douala. Then they for Douala, they be the cause that chief must die. The chief na black leg, he work with Tanganji Paul and all this type of stuff. They make up a lot of stories. As a matter of fact, time when this chief will be released, he come for Bamenda will start even use it as an asset. Will even use it for target at Tanganji Paul. And I be done pass this information for all the forces of opinion. Me they know say it done become an asset. There is even an operation where it done help with for provide intelligence. It be almost materialized. There are also other evidence. If you look even the picture, the entire way the chief conference, the first chief conference, La Republic, their House of Chief Conference, it be happen. The pictures and for inside now, it be they give all those pictures them and all those intelligence. It be even help for visit some of those fund them. Know the place where they be hide, one way they be vulnerable for provide those information that may they be picked up. So for sure, this was an Ambazonian patriot who able to go above he take risk for the liberation movement. Nevertheless, I go play the audio them, make the people them hear exactly what it happen, where it be happen.
Capo, this thing was saying about some problem. You see, this man where they call himself say king of Moa over here. So this Moa, where they call him a village in Pinyin clan. This Moa na one quarter from my village. So this man na impostor. This man in South Africa, he impose himself like chief for this quarter. So when my party they alive, this man may get serious problems. So they may go last end for court. Unfortunately, this man can die. The case end like that. So this man in Peking, South Africa, they call it Taka. This man now, he impose himself like chief. This man then in South Africa, they impose himself like chief. But inside the village, he cause atrocity. Go get the own people and to where then he follow for it back.
So wait way they happen for this struggle now. Say you get plenty people that like this way then get intertribal problems, tribal problems, village problem. When this struggle is just started, they just jump for inside IG because IG na place where they need to really vet people them. They not really get experience and competence for already know what way they happen. They just be happy for people for cancel them under LGA and for give money. But most of these people that they come now for hijack the apparatus for defense on the ground, for start using them for settle their scores. So this Mr. Taka way for South Africa, he they alive. Now he be one of the LGA people then for inside the Pinyin, and one of the people then this way they try to manipulate the forces them, bring other fake allegation them for instigate the murder of their own for their own other reasons.
So the case be there for court. And I get document and where it shows say where them be write and say be chief, say chief na inheritary. You inherit from your forefathers. We just look up one day, claim yourself like a chief, but this man is still doing. So if you see this thing writer, he write and he call this quarter say a village. But now, who's have to report this kind of thing? And how have to stop these activities where they get for carrying out on the 5th, 6th, and 7th of February. Now I don't know place to go report this kind of thing because first time we be so we go to administration, go report, they made them stop. But now I don't be confused. I don't know place to go, so advise me. And when they send pictures of that man is one of that people, then when they send pictures for where we see that picture, they send and say keep people them for village. So I don't form some groups when at Sakaba. I just maybe send that picture them for you.
So this one are the people the way they be make up that story say this Mbé Atanga be get Isakaba, the group will be kill Ambazonian fighter and for the carry and for La Republic, but we be get nothing to do with them. He actually provide evidence he get nothing to do with them.
I don't really know what to do for this boy them. I don't really know. Till today, what they outside at the sofa, so I don't know which kind crime what they commit them. At the can't rent 3-room house, stay inside, live big palace. When no man no there for the all man no run Capo. Since I for chop for the feed the family, but that leave me now 28 woman. Would they around with 100 and something? With small picking how they do for feed the picking them. I need to work no nothing. I they only for one place only because of them. They suffer, they really suffer. And if you know how many people then they under me. If I need to chop me, say then they go chop out. I need to work no nothing. And only day are there for one place. I know if even go for village, even for take something for village. No way. I'm very confused because as I tell you, say I know they outside for long. I know they do nothing for help my own family, even for help myself. So when they see talk about Asakaba now which I don't know because nothing of them in my village the other one. None of them did the village. Why they no find the boy them? Or if they call some group Asakaba, why they no find the boy them? Catch them. Now in the village. And for true, nothing not existed that one. All this in a hatred. And if we use the revolution now for hatred, for take and settle score, then I not sure say now the things will be hard for. I will be there under detention. Supreme Commander, Pa, big number. If we talk for Okoro, so make Okoro go for village. When I be still there for if we talk for Okoro, so make Okoro go for my village. Find that boy where they call and say Asakaba, cash and bring her. Since that time, Okoro no ma bring one. Then how then they only call some group where it not exist and they always stick on.
The next audio na the here na record for governor's office where chief day for day he don't turn the phone on a video call at the watch wait way they pass for day for some of the intelligence work the way we do one for we. Now man this way for even find even a punky jam if we enter for inside a governor office put on for day if he do a me go do one for we.
Capo, even all matter for palace, matter where concern tradition self, matter where concern traditional injunction order, matter where concern land, then they take and go now for them. When they take and go for them, you where you first come, even that you be wrong, you wrong go for there. The other man when they'll convoke in come, they'll just catch a locker, ask na money. Me say palace now, man they pass again and pass it for palace. So I want to ask whether this AGF or now because AGF I mean they work so I don't know their own whether they work now.
So the things them a long, a very complex situation. You get situation about the workers, the way they work for the chief, the pending salaries of those workers, and then you get the chieftaincy problem, the way they want me and kill the bar. You will get the LGA for the IG group where they want me and kill the chief. And in all this thing, there is no evidence say the chief, if he don't do anything where he deserve for be executed the way we do him. The chief will be executed. The people where they execute, they soldier them. The soldier picking them for General Kuro. Then take your phone and Tanwa be here. They say that for ground for the no man who can take it. I try for call for see what the village me people then take it because die to be day for die to also the from Pinyin area day for some village where they call and say Mbé because the chief for they be done lost. They be done cash new chief they want put and say we must give a camp of village. Without already call for try for talk me boy and levy me can do the traditional things and we come for there and everything was going on well. Other influencers then start come for this that became minimized with who they do them. And needless for talk because still salary concern soldier that I no go talk them. I go live and that way may be classified. Except for the custody things that when I think we all man already know, not public information for Pinyin, for Buchi, the whole center and Pinyin area, all man know already these facts. So we need to make sure, say any group, the IG in particular, when they take responsibility for forces them, when they take credit for forces them, they take responsibility. We cannot build a country where the military do not listen to political leadership. We cannot build a military where people just gather money, give, and then go and sit down, buy weapon, give soldiers, and go and sit down without making sure that they can supervise or at least oversee the activities of these soldiers. And for people, the way they try to destroy ADF and Ambazonia Governing Council, for begin collect money, they go give soldier them, they need one pass through institutions them. For 5 years by now, I believe say there must be some level of institution for be able to fund forces them in a way where it would balance all the challenges and what they experience for the 5 years. Make people they know say they get a lot of if you want to do something with your good mind, but the end will lead for disaster if you are not careful. There is a lot of loophole where it can be caused by adventurers and people where they just feel say all man fit do something. All things they not the same. People then be very different competence. And no sir, I talk to someone who begin to talk about qualification like people like a Bini because they get big belly and feel say we didn't have that age, that olden age. That time then pass. Now the same people then this type of people where they be even the question say why how come General Ivor go be general when a small picking? They don't know say for ADF, Ambazonia Governing Council would look at your competence, your ability, your dedication, your steadfastness, your commitment to get the job done, your patriotism, your ability for rise against over your own ego before they want to empower you. These things are very important. Sometimes when we talk, people they need to hear until when the consequences they can embarrass all they will need for handle and the way we do.